Ladies and gentlemen, he is the former two-time heavyweight champion of the world, Terrible Tim Witherspoon. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black, trimmed with green and yellow, and weighing in at 215 pounds. Fighting out of Spring Valley, New York, he brings a record of 27 victories with only 1 defeat, 13 KOs. He moves up to the heavyweight division tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the IBF Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Alfred Ice Cole!
Look at that gut. Look at that gut, baby. Look at that gut. Fellas. All right, fellas, we went over the rules in the locker room. Let's touch gloves and have a good fight. All right.
It's Witherspoon's right hand and his strategy of punching Cole on the arms to try to slow up his jabs and his number of punches that are the key to this fight. A Terrible and an Ice, appropriate names for a fight on a night like this.
Ready?
Bill Clancy, what about Tim Witherspoon's body and conditioning as compared to the Witherspoon of old?
Actually, Jim, he looks a lot better to me physically now than he's looked in a long, long time. He's brought his weight down. He's trained hard. His lips clean now. It may be a little too late, but we're going to find out.
Witherspoon landing a right hand across the top. Al Cole knows that his formula for winning is to out-hustle Witherspoon and make Terrible Tim fight at his pace. He'll try to throw more punches, as has been his record in the past. Hard left hand inside by Witherspoon, and Cole immediately gets a taste of the Witherspoon punching power.
Despite the fact that Cole has that good left jab, he's the taller of the two. He really is not much of a boxer. He'll take punishment and dish out punishment, which may not be a good way to fight with Tim Witherspoon.
Witherspoon, knowing that he was fighting a cruiserweight coming up, kind of expected to see a smaller man than Al Ice Cole. When first he saw him personally, he said, hey, this guy has broad shoulders. He looks like a heavyweight to me.
No question about it. He is a good solid 215 pounds.
Mouthpiece drops in the center of the ring. Referee Jim Saddle looking for time for mouthpiece replacement. Sends Cole to a neutral corner and gives Witherspoon a chance.
Rinse it out. Come on. Time.
Giving it to the wrong corner.
Rinse it out.
You know, for somebody like Cole, this is an ideal opportunity to catch a Tim Witherspoon who has a name recognition and is obviously past his best. If Cole has anything, this is a great chance for him.
What an odd moment. Santa getting Witherspoon's mouthpiece washed out in Cole's corner.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a tactical error.
They might have put some hot sauce in it.
Could have put anything into it.
They probably missed the chance. 1 minute to go in round one. Witherspoon again drawing the oohs and ahs of the crowd. Cole not yet able to land combinations against Witherspoon. He's only been able to get in one punch at a time, really.
And you can see the power of Tim Witherspoon. Throws that short right hand on the inside, and he really moved Al Cole. That may be the difference in the fight.
Come on, fellas. Box it out.
Witherspoon looping the right hand to the body. Sometimes Tim throws unorthodox looking punches, but they're more effective than you might think they are.
Another good right hand by Witherspoon.
That one, Gil, landed on the arm just as he explained, and it moved Cole anyway.
Watch your head. Come on, no hitting. Come on, no holding and hold. Come on, fellas, no hold. Break! Come on, go, fellas, come on. Let's go, box.
Round one coming to a close. Witherspoon lands a hard left hook. And a quick right hand inside to punctuate the round, and that looked like a pretty doggone good round for Terrible Tim Witherspoon. Meanwhile, Roy Jones, featured in the next bout of the evening, watches at ringside as his buddy Al Cole goes to work, and this is one of the most unorthodox things about Roy Jones, Gil Clancy.
Well, again, you know, he's his own boss. That's what it's all about. The days I manage and train fighters, I would never let something like that happen. And if he insisted on doing it, I just had to tell him, go find another trainer. You don't need me anymore.
When his right hand comes over your head like that, so the right uppercut scoot around and go with the left uppercut to the body. Keep turning. Stay on his left shoulder. Okay?
Put some more pressure on?
No, you just do what I told you to do. Work off your jab, though. Work off your jab. You got to out-hustle him on the inside, though. Okay?
Be first, Cole. You got to be first.
Out-hustle him on the inside.
Don't wait on him.
Come on, man.
I was a little surprised in that first round. Witherspoon actually outboxed as well as outpunched Cole.
No question about it. And it seems to me that Cole is already starting to swell under both eyes.
Cole trying to land in combination, got the right hand through, left hand was blocked. When Witherspoon is able to grab and hold Cole like this, he gains time to rest, and he also puts his bigger body on the smaller man and creates work for Cole in that way. Right hand over the top by Cole. Witherspoon unfazed, keeps coming.
Witherspoon answered with a beautiful combination that time. Cole is going to have to stay on the outside and try to score points with that left jab. Move around a little bit.
One thing Cole's going to have to do a better job of than he's been able to do so far is beating Witherspoon to the punch. If anything, Witherspoon is starting most of these exchanges, Gil.
He's starting the exchanges, and Cole is standing right in front of him, not looking for any angles or anything else. You'd think the quicker Cole would do something like that, but so far he's fighting Witherspoon's fight.
You saw the little left hook landing flush in there for Witherspoon. He lands another left hook inside as referee Jim Santa tries to break them up. Missing with the looping right, but Cole seeing his punch output dropping as he's increasingly wary of Witherspoon's power.
Watch your head, watch your head.
Again, Cole is staying on the inside, wrestling with a bigger, stronger man, which could tire him as this fight continues.
Cole beginning to work to the body. Witherspoon counters with a hard right hand.
That's it, fellas. Good job.
It's been a struggle for Al Cole so far. Now he gets in a left hook inside. But here comes Witherspoon to lean on him again and try to sap some of Cole's strength.
Watch it, no.
That right hand of Witherspoon is a vicious punch.
Uppercut by Witherspoon. Cole momentarily stunned, but comes back punching. And so far, Tim Witherspoon has been able to land sharply over and over against Al Cole.
Boy, Al Cole is one of these guys, though. He's a very game, tough guy. He'll take a lot of punishment to land punches, but he's not going to do it with a big heavyweight like Tim Witherspoon. He's going to have to start the box.
And you saw the left hook, and Cole continues to get a lesson in infighting from Tim Witherspoon.
But meanwhile, it's a hellacious fight, guys. Whatever the strategy and tactics are.
No punches, no punches. Hey, whoa, whoa. No punches. After the bell. Come on, guys. No punches after the bell. Staying inside with him so much. Boxing, give me some angles, man. Once you finish punching on the inside, I don't want you laying in waiting for him to start. You move around him. Move out the way. Let him run into something, okay? When he coming to you, meet him with some 1-2s, man. Then move. Anytime he comes towards you, come back with another combination. Don't stay on the inside. Finish the combination, then wait for him to punch. You understand? Stay on his left shoulder. Okay? He hitting you with the Billy shots on the inside.
Watch Tim Witherspoon at work inside, a left, a right uppercut, a left hook. We don't see that overhand right until there, and it goes around Cole's neck. Sometimes when he throws that big overhand right, it looks like he's trying to punch somebody on the other side of a fence.
He's bleeding from the mouth.
The uppercut was a damaging blow. You saw a couple of sharp left hooks at the end of the round. Witherspoon has to be happy with the way the first couple of rounds have gone. Cole is going to keep working.
But he's, you know, Witherspoon is drinking his own blood. He's got a very bloody mouth.
Meanwhile, Al Cole has rising welts under both eyes, and you saw the end swell being used under his eyes in the corner. So we'll examine that situation as we go along. Cole's trainer, Alton Merkerson, will also be working in the main event. He's Roy Jones's trainer as well. Cole beginning to push his punches just a little bit, and he's also moving backward after he throws, as if he's increasingly wary of Witherspoon's power.
And he's going to get nailed. That's the one thing you can't do, is move straight back. He has to look for angles. He's going to have to start the box. And up to this point, he's making a war out of it and losing the war.
Cole freely admitted yesterday his formula for winning the fight will require him to throw upwards of 70 punches per round. He only threw 83 punches in the first 2 rounds. He's just going to have to be busier than that.
Now hold it. Come on, fellas. That's it. Watch the elbows out. Keep the punches up. Keep the punches up. Let's go. Come on.
Pace slowing in round 3, and that's another good sign for Witherspoon. The slower the pace, the better off Terrible Tim will be.
I think that Cole hurt Witherspoon with a couple of those body punches in that last exchange.
Hard left hand in there by Witherspoon, and Cole stops punching for the moment. Now comes back to the body. Al Cole is showing his grip. He hasn't got the right formula for beating Witherspoon yet, but he's hanging in and making his presence felt.
Well, so many of Al Cole's fights have been this way, but against lighter men, he makes wars out of it and he wins the wars. But
he's got a lot of desire. Last 40 seconds of the fight have been the best so far for Cole. He's starting to gain a little momentum now as Witherspoon stays slow.
Watch your holding, guys. Come on. Box it out. That's it. Box it out. Get him up. Get him up. No holding. No holding. Come on. That's it.
It's going to take courage and determination for Al Ice Cole to have a chance to get the job done tonight against Tim Witherspoon. But he's never been short on those 2 commodities.
Time. No punches. No punches.
How you feel? Good. You gotta find the middle on that, man. All right, just keep rolling underneath your punches. You gotta punch up the middle on it. Combinations. All right, you're throwing 1 or 2 shots. Give me time. What's that time? You're only throwing 1 shot at a time. All right? You gotta box him, go to his body. So use your jab and now box him. Okay. And then go down to the body. But you gotta punch the combinations, big daddy. You gotta punch downstairs. And you gotta go to that body. Everything to the body and underneath. The head is there, but he keeps ducking down. Okay. And making you waste shots, all right? You don't need to be wasting those shots like that. Hit into the body, I'll box. Watch him go forward.
Once again here, Tim Witherspoon shows that he's more than a one-handed fighter with a quick little left hook.
Get those seconds out. Let's go. Stay in the corner, Timmy. Let's go, seconds. Let's go. Stay in the corner.
That little left-hand snapper has been maybe the most effective weapon so far for Witherspoon, though he's landed some overhand rights as well.
Harold Letterman, after 3 rounds, how do you score it?
Larry, 30-27, 3 rounds to nothing. Terrible Tim Witherspoon. Al Cole is just fighting the wrong fight. He's staying inside, let Witherspoon do all the good power punching, and Al Cole doesn't have the big punch to hurt Timmy. So far, it's all Timmy Witherspoon. 2 things on the rules. Number 1, Santa was absolutely right about the mouthpiece. You go to the closest corner, but the problem is Merkerson was too surprised. And the second thing is they ought to get those Perry Ellis things away from the judges. I think they're impeding the judges' view.
I have it 2 rounds and 1 even, the last one.
And if somebody scores a round for Perry Ellis, we'll know that Harold was exactly right about that. into round number 4. The pace continues to slow. You heard Witherspoon's corner asking him to throw more combinations. This despite the fact that he's been doing pretty well. Cole continuing to grind away and taking punches in return.
Well, we had mentioned that this is the kind of fight where it's very a gamble for both fighters. Very seldom you see two good heavyweights in a tough fight like this, but that's exactly what it is, and they're fighting like their future's at stake. Both guys really trying, really hustling.
Witherspoon may be wearing down a little bit.
That's it. Boxing, no holding out.
Or taking a blow, one.
Could be an understatement. He's had a very slow round here in the 4th frame.
Yeah, and it's a fast pace. I'm sure it's faster than the pace of the fighters he's been fighting recently.
Cole starting to land left hooks in rapid-fire succession. Landed 3 left hooks in a row there. Witherspoon countering with that right hand over the top, and when he lands it, he does damage. Misses twice there.
Cole would be even a lot more effective if he would move just a little more. Not much, just a little. One way or the other, but he's right in front of Witherspoon all the time.
Well, I think he's trying to stay flat-footed, Gil, because he feels as though he needs as much power as possible on every punch just to stay in the fray.
Well, Roy Jones could have taught him he can get that power by moving to the side and coming back on an angle.
No punches. I like what I see. I like what I see now, but I need more combinations. Yeah. If you're not still give me the one shot, pop, pop, bam, then go. Cole, stop.
Coming up, this man, Murky Sosa. Born and raised in the Dominican Republic, now lives here in Brooklyn. Will have hometown fan support as he goes into the ring against Roy Jones Jr. And as Sosa gets his hands wrapped in the dressing room, Jones is still at ringside pulling for his buddy Al Cole. There's Roy. And as Roy made a decision to get back toward the dressing room, yep, there he goes. He's heading off on a pathway toward the dressing room. A couple of words for Cole as he walks by the corner and gets on out of here to get ready for the main event.
You know, Gil, one thing that really hasn't been answered yet is just how much power Witherspoon has left. Because he's landed some really clean, solid punches. And he stopped Cole in his tracks momentarily, but Cole has come right back.
Well, you know, again, Larry, it's who the catcher is. Cole is a well-conditioned guy, and he has a great chin. He has been hit by some solid punches, but to no effect.
Witherspoon got some extra rest as this round began when referee Jim Santa elected to delay the action while Witherspoon's glove tape was adjusted. Now they go back to the pattern of infighting, picking shots against each other. Cole trying to double and triple up while Witherspoon lands left hooks and rights across the top.
And Jim, to my surprise, Witherspoon's jab has been very, very effective in this fight. And you can see that swelling under Cole's left eye is really starting to look angry.
And you told me you think Witherspoon jabs better now than back when he was winning heavyweight titles in the mid-'80s.
Well, he looks to me like he's more focused than he was in those days. In those days, he had all kinds of demons bothering him. But now he's a more focused fighter. Whether it's too late or not remains to be seen.
Witherspoon short with the right hand across the top. Al Cole, his face a reddened mask. Still looking for opportunities, but spending a lot of time backing up and a lot of time locked inside against Witherspoon, where he is at a severe disadvantage. Just not enough side-to-side movement for Al Cole.
None whatsoever. Witherspoon doesn't have to chase him, doesn't have to move. He's there. He's trying to out-tough Tim Witherspoon. maybe he'll figure that at Witherspoon's age, he may wear him down, but he's making it easy for Witherspoon. Doesn't have to look for him.
Remember, the fight is scheduled for 10 rounds, not 12, so when they reach the end of this one, they'll be halfway done. And a lot of people thought that if the bout went this far and Witherspoon didn't score an early knockout, that Cole would be ahead on points by this time, but that certainly wouldn't appear the case from where we're sitting.
Not my opinion. Witherspoon is landing all of the solid telling punches. Cole has been busier in some of the rounds, but nothing with any power in it whatsoever.
Moments ago, you saw another quick left hook in there for Tim Witherspoon, landed flush.
He was able to get away with throwing that right hand and missing with no counter from Cole.
Cole just backing up and waiting. Definitely not his fight.
You can see Cole flinch that time.
And Witherspoon intelligently flurries to end the round.
I want you to stop laying in with him when you're finished. When you finish hitting this guy, quit leaning in on him. You're doing good, but you're falling through with your shot. You hit him, move around him. Don't give him nothing. He want to work on the inside, on his head. Yeah, but you got to stop laying in behind your combination. Okay? You're not listening to me. Give me some grief.
Make sure the corner weight has gloves on, all right? Okay.
Okay, Doc. You understand me? Look, give me the angles and quit laying in with him after you punch. I don't want you to...
I'm boxing, you just set it up. You're going at the head, hit him in the body, then throw the right uppercut inside, and then it'll open for you at the top.
All right, let's go seconds out.
Come on, you don't get hit. He's coming to you. Give me some 1-2s, man. Can't go. Come on.
Round 6 of a scheduled 10. Tim Witherspoon opens the round with a massive right hand shot across the top.
And what set that up, Jim? Witherspoon feinted and Cole flinched. I noticed that in the last round, so apparently Witherspoon's punches are getting to him. He feinted, he fell for the feint, and got nailed with that right hand. There it is again.
Well, in his second trip to the heavyweight division, Al Cole learns that Tim Witherspoon, for all of his trials and tribulations, is no Mike Dixon. He's taken a big step up tonight, and he's feeling it. Hard body shot by Witherspoon. And you stand still in there against Witherspoon. You're giving him a chance to load up punches.
Witherspoon is doing the dancing now. Cole is flat-footed, and Witherspoon is setting Cole up very, very nicely.
He's really digging in with those body punches now, Gil.
Actually, he's hurting me a little bit with those, Jim. They're solid punches. Again, you can just see Cole stepped out of that very, very lazy. Didn't jump right back on. He's not hustling the way I thought he was going to hustle in this fight.
Almost looks overtrained. I mean, he's such an intelligent fighter that you suspect that isn't the case, but he's just been more sluggish than we would ever expected Al Cole to look.
Exactly right. He just doesn't seem to grasp that he has to hustle and really out-hustle at Tim Witherspoon. Actually, Witherspoon is staying right with him when it comes to the number of punches thrown and landing the much harder, effective blows.
Cole tried to slam a left hook. Witherspoon blocked it with his gloves. Tim still going to the body inside. The uppercut landed flush.
And that was a solid punch.
Left hook lands again, right behind Cole's ear. Hard place to take a shot. Cole able to land a left-right combination. But again, he backs off as he does it. Cole ducking and slipping effectively inside. But just not throwing enough punches to keep Witherspoon busy in there. Tim again gets a little rest.
He hasn't really landed a solid punch that would stop Witherspoon in his tracks and make him think.
Box, fellas. Let's go. Box it out.
Witherspoon, you can see how experienced he is. He learns how to relax on the inside and just look for spots.
Hard right hand across the top by Cole. Witherspoon comes back with a right hand of his own, and now Cole with a trickle of blood from the right nostril as round 6 comes to a close.
I need more punches out of you, man. You punching like a heavyweight. You're a cruiserweight. You understand? That weight don't mean nothing you got on you. You should be landing 5 punches this one. You understand? You understand? Give me more punches. If you just stay busy, that's going to do it for you. You're waiting too much. Don't slow down this pace. Don't slow down this pace. It's real even. You understand that?
You got to go to the body. Just keep boxing him and stay down. You're standing up. He's trying to catch you with the right hand.
Oh, well, hit him with that uppercut. All right? It's there. Stay relaxed. Stay relaxed and hit the body. 3 more rounds, okay? Hit the body when you're
There's Witherspoon right at the top of the round as he throws that straight right hand. That's about the straightest right hand I've ever seen him throw, Gil. He's always throwing that overhand right hand.
Again, Larry, he looks better now than he did in a lot of his earlier fights when he was a lot younger man.
Harold Letterman, 6 rounds. How do you score it?
Larry, this is a very easy fight to score. 59-55, 5 rounds to 1. Terrible Tim Witherspoon. Al Cole is just fighting the wrong fight, staying on the inside, but Witherspoon can murder him. I mean, Dr. Richard Lucy in Cole's corner needs 6 hands to get down that swelling on Cole's eye and the bleeding from the nose. Just take note of that crab-like defense of Witherspoon's. Al Cole just doesn't get through. He uses that Ken Norton defense.
Eye-popping statistic from the last round, only 29 punches thrown by Al Cole. As we told you at the outset, his formula for victory required that he throw more than 70 punches per round.
Well, in his corner, Alton Murchison told him, he said, you should be throwing 5 punches to this guy's 1. Fight like a cruiserweight. But he's fighting like a plodding heavyweight.
He's fighting like some of Witherspoon's past opponents. Tony Tubbs.
Well, Tubbs at least moved. And Al Cole is really taking some solid shots in there. But again, he's a very courageous guy. He's a competitor. He's not easy to get out.
Watch your heads, fellas. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's box it out. Box it out.
Midway point of round 7. No sign yet that the momentum is going to shift against Witherspoon. Things continue to go his way. Cole at least able to throw more punches in this round, but still not landing the kind of blows that would turn Witherspoon around.
Well, he really isn't setting and landing a good solid punch. Witherspoon is moving him back slowly, and he just can't really get any leverage on his punches.
Again, the short left hook lands inside for Witherspoon. Not a heavy blow, but an effective one. Lands a right hand inside as well.
You can see, Tim, how relaxed he is on the inside, where Al Cole is doing all the work, doing all the pushing, all the moving. And Witherspoon just relaxes in there, gets his hands in good position, and then lets a combination go.
Well, fighting like this, Gil Clancy, would Witherspoon be ready for a Riddick Bowe or a Lennox Lewis or a Michael Moore?
Well, I would, if I was his manager, I'd rather start with one of those 3 so-called world champions. He's way more than ready for any of those 3 guys. And you can see Cole now backing up.
They stop the bleeding in Cole's nose. The welts under both eyes are still there. The one under his left eye, particularly angry looking, but not bleeding around the eyes yet. Witherspoon banging away with counter shots inside, and this is effective stuff, Gil.
Very, very effective.
Why you keep staying close to him like that without moving around? You understand? Get the guy coming in with straight shots. Quit falling in. That's the 3rd round I done told you. You understand? You get hurt. Did you get hurt low? You take the count, man. They give you time for that. You understand? It's good to be a warrior. Come on, keep him on the end of your shots. Quit letting them crowd you up. On the inside, his punches are sharp on the inside. You got to scoot your butt out. Give me some snap and go around. Okay, don't just lay there. Your turn and his turn. When you hit, you get the hell out of his way. You
You understand?
Still to come, tonight's main event, 168-pound world champion superstar Roy Jones Jr. against the man many regard as the toughest opponent on his docket so far, Murky Sosa, former sparring partner to Sugar Ray Leonard, man James Toney called the toughest fighter I ever fought. That, of course, was prior to Tony's meeting with Roy Jones.
The big dog is just beating on the smaller dog. Smaller dog is going to have to yap at him and go at him for these next 3 rounds to have any kind of a chance to pull off an upset.
Isn't it strange? Larry, Cole is a legitimate heavyweight, 250 pounds, 215 pounds, excuse me, but he looks like a cruiserweight in there. He looks like he's in with a much bigger man, bigger and stronger.
Well, it's just because Witherspoon has fought the bigger fight. He's used his size to great advantage in there tonight.
Well, Cole has not listened to his corner man at all. Corner man keeps telling him to move around, box, and he hasn't done it. All he's doing is showing how game he is, taking punishment.
He just took 3 big punches on the inside, and I think he's a little bit hurt now.
Al Cole has never been stopped. The only loss of his career, a 10-round decision. The Leon Trailer in 1990, and that loss was avenged in a 12-round decision for Cole just 4 months later. But now he's taking more punishment than he ought to be in there. Round 8 progresses. Witherspoon coming off a tremendous round 7 in which he threw 54 punches and landed 33 of them. 61% connect percentage.
And again, you can see Cole just throwing arm punches, just stretching out with his arms, nothing on him, nothing to stop it, Tim Witherspoon. You know, Witherspoon looks like he's so much more experienced than Al Cole, and yet Cole is a world champion, has a lot of experience, but you can just see Tim on the inside completely outsmarts Cole.
Cole landed a left-right combination, and Witherspoon negated it with a hard right hand. There's a good shot for Cole, using the right hand lead, something he hasn't done much previously in the bout.
Oh, and you know, when you throw that right hand lead, you're subject to a good counter punch too, so you better be a little careful.
Yeah, like that left hook right there, which has been so effective for Witherspoon all night.
The impressive thing about Witherspoon in this fight is that he clearly is showing a will, a desire, a combativeness. He's in condition to go at this pace. That all is a little surprising, and frankly, is proof that what he said was true, that he really wanted to make an effort, at least make an effort to get another big fight.
You got to stay down, Tim, and not boxing. You raise it up, you're getting hit, he's trying to hit you with the right hand. Stay down, hit the body. The right uppercut is there for you.
Take your time.
Keep boxing. Take your time. I'll box you. And hit that body good. When you hit him with the right hand to the body, come back with that left hook. Stay down, don't raise up. But it's good, you got to keep looking for it. Stay down.
Combination. 2 or 3 point combinations, man, and go. Okay, every time he turn to you, sit down on the shot point with him, man. 1-2s will work for you. Don't throw the hook because he's catching it with his hook behind it. You putting that right hand down. End up with your right hand. 1-2.
These your rounds. These your rings.
Okay, give me these last 2. Give me these last 2. Yeah, you leave. Got the head. Go seconds, get that stew out. Go, whoa, let's go. Stay there. Stay there. Whoa, stay there.
Round 9 of a scheduled 10. Referee Jim Santa waves Tim Witherspoon in to begin delivering more punishment to Al Cole. It's been mostly all Witherspoon so far. Larry, let me ask you the same thing I asked Gil a couple rounds ago. At this level, is Witherspoon ready for a Bo or a Lewis? Or a Michael Moore?
I think he'd be a good opponent for the very top heavyweights out there. I think it wouldn't be an easy win. It would give them a chance to show their stuff against a guy who's been a champion and who looks like he wants to give his best shot again. I think he'd be a formidable opponent. I question whether he could really compete with the very best heavyweights. Because one of the things we've seen tonight, notwithstanding the fact that Cole is a tough guy who takes a good punch, when you hit a man like that, you got to put more hurt on him than he's doing here.
Big right hand, Jim, by Tim Witherspoon a little earlier in the round. But again, look how relaxed he is on the inside. That should be a lesson for any of these young fighters watching this fight. Get your hands in good position and relax when you get inside. Don't wrestle. That way you don't get tired.
Interesting suggestion there by Larry as Cole gets in an uppercut on the inside, though. Larry's suggesting, Gil Clancy, that you land as many hard shots as Witherspoon has. Maybe you should have moved Cole a little bit more.
No, I don't think so. I just think that Cole is one of those guys that takes a tremendous punch. He's never been stopped. I don't think he's ever been on the deck. But again, he's taking an awful lot of punishment. I don't know how many other heavyweights could take that kind of punishment.
Right, no punches, step back.
1 minute to go in round 9. Still the momentum of the fight doesn't change. Cole showing his grit and determination, keeps coming and trying to get something going. Witherspoon has so far been able to answer virtually everything.
Box it out, fellas. Let's go.
This one comes to a close for Tim Witherspoon and Al Cole.
Come on, last round.
Last round. To win it, you got to go. Hey, you got to throw a lot of punches. You got to hit this guy 5-1, man. You got to get on top. You understand? Put the buck in the middle, man. Come on, I want you to go the last round. Hold your head straight. Right up cut is open on the inside.
Give me 10th round, all right?
Stay down and keep hitting that body. It's all you, baby. It's all you. Last round. You stay down, keep all night, hard. Then come to the top. Uppercut is open in the middle. It's not a bad fight. Good fight. Good fight. Good fight. Okay. Just don't let him steal this round. I'm not. All right? I'm not. Shots on the inside. When you finish with him, move around it. You still laying in. You can't lay in with the guy. I'm for it. Okay? All right, come on, give me this round. Let him steal this round. Stay horny, Till. Let's go.
So Tim Witherspoon, who was deep sixth in one round here 9 years ago at Bone Crusher Smith, seems to have come back from the dead to give himself a chance.
And another tremendous right-hand shot to begin the 10th, Larry.
I think that took any ambition that Al Cole had right out of him, just with that first right hand. Should make it an easy round for Witherspoon. There he is with a left hook again. And a right uppercut by Witherspoon.
Al Cole opening up just a little bit and giving Witherspoon opportunities, of which Witherspoon is taking great advantage so far.
No punches, no punches. Both you guys are holding. Let's go. Box, let's go.
Cole will face some tough decisions after this fight. If, as you might expect, it goes to Witherspoon. He said to us yesterday, in all candor, he said, look, if I lose this, I don't know what's out there for me. I made the decision to try to become a heavyweight, and this would tell me that maybe it isn't the way to go, but I've accomplished everything I can in the cruiserweight division.
Well, that's why this was such a great fight, Jim, because there was so much on the line for both of these guys in the fight. Witherspoon is fighting like he wrote the book on boxing.
He's fighting better right now than the night I saw him knock out Frank Bruno. He probably was stronger then, but technically, the way he's hustling, he's better than he was then, in my recollection.
No, I have the same recollection, Larry. You got to remember, even in the Bruno fight, he was still with that famous promoter, and he was having all kinds of troubles. But his mind is clear now, and apparently has made him a much better fighter.
Witherspoon's punching accuracy continues to rise as the fight goes on. Landing lefts and rights. Hard right to the body there. Cole not backing down, giving it what he's got within a limited strategy circumstance. He's just fought the wrong fight to give himself a chance against Witherspoon. There's Cole's hard right hand, and it doesn't move Terrible Tim.
Well, that's been the story of the entire fight. He did not have the power to bother Tim Witherspoon in the fight, and he's, instead of trying to outbox him, maybe making a stinking fight but still win it, he tried to be too game and tried to outfight him.
I have to assume, Gil, that if he didn't fight that fight, it's because he can't fight that fight.
Well, I'm inclined to agree with you, Larry. There's no question about it. He just never was a fancy Dan. I told you, so many of his earlier fights were just like this, where he would just outgame a guy, but he's just in with a little too much tonight.
And if you're thinking Cole's people harbor any illusions that they might win, Alton Murkerson, the trainer, has already left the corner to go back to the dressing room and get ready with Roy Jones for the main event.
Good job, both of you guys. Good fight.
Celebration in the corner of Tim Witherspoon. A relatively somber Al Cole seems to be accepting reality in his corner. Harold Letterman, what'd you wind up with on your card?
Jim, I almost had it a schneid. I tell you the truth. 99-91, 9 rounds to 1. Terrible Tim Witherspoon. I thought he fought a terrific fight, and Al Cole fought the wrong fight. Al laid in with him all night. Terrible Tim just landed those hard shots, the looping rights, the good left hooks, the solid shots to the body. Al Cole laid in, tried to punch with him. You can't fight a strong guy like Timmy Witherspoon on the inside. Cole should have been boxing and moving, and that crab-like defense once again blocked most of Al Cole's shots.
Bill Clancy, you said before the fight, excuse me, Harold, you said before the fight that you thought the winner would be favored against any of the 3 reigning heavyweight champions, Bruce Seldon, Frank Bruno, Franz Botha. Would Witherspoon be favored against any of those 3 guys off this performance?
Absolutely, Tim. I mean, I'm not a Las Vegas bookmaker, but let's start with Frank Bruno, who he's already knocked out. Would he be the favorite again? Absolutely, yes. We saw Franz Botha against Schultz, and I don't think there's any question in anybody's mind that he'd be favored over him. And then we have the other champion, Bruce Seldon, who was knocked out, I think, in 1 round by Riddick Bowe. I just think he'd be a big favorite over him, too. So here's a guy, if he can get a break, if this closed corporation opens up, if he can get a break and fight for the championship, he could become champion again.
Well, I think he'd get a lot of support from most in the crowd tonight who appreciated the effort of Philadelphia's terrible Tim Witherspoon at 38 years old, 2 weeks after birthday number 38, fighting one of his better efforts here against Al Cole. Right now, let's go to ring announcer Michael Buffer with the official particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at Madison Square Garden, we go to the scorecards. Luis Rivera scores the bout 100-90. That's the same score from Eva Shane, 100-90, and Nick Shimino scores the bout 99-91 for the winner by unanimous decision. Former 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, Terrible Tim Witherspoon.
So it is indeed the expected overwhelming unanimous decision for Witherspoon. Total punches in the bout, and you can see that Witherspoon outlanded Cole by 121 punches, outthrew him by 50 punches. That's an upset in and of itself. I don't think anybody would have thought that over the course of 10 rounds Witherspoon was going to throw more punches than Al Cole. And the disparity in connect percentage shows up graphically in the scorecards. And here's Larry Merchant with a happy winner.
All right, congratulations, Tim. 9 years ago, You had the worst, lowest experience of your life. What's your outlook now that you come back here and put on this kind of performance?
Well, I feel good. I feel I redeemed myself with the New York people because oh look, don't grab the hand, I hurt my hand. 10 years ago, as of this month, I think, or last month, I had that dealing with Don King. And it's so coincidental that I'm back here again 10 years later, 1996. And I feel good about all that put together.
That's right.
Are you concerned that you might have looked too good and scared some heavyweights off tonight?
No, because my objective was to try to box him and knock him out. I wanted to knock out because I had 5 straight knockouts on the comeback. But I'm satisfied with this. I don't think they might be a little bit more scared, but I only get better. And I'm going to keep working hard. That's my main objective. I feel real good right now.
Thank you very much, Tim.
That's heavyweight.
Jim.
All right, Larry and Gil Clancy. Larry Merchant makes a very good point in that interview. You talk about the kinds of opportunities that Tim Witherspoon wants to generate in his rebirth as a heavyweight contender. Did he look too good in there to get those kinds of opportunities?
Well, you know, that's why we have these so-called sanctioning bodies. If they saw this fight tonight, they would have to move him way up in the ratings, where perhaps he would get a chance to fight for the championship of the world. But again, as long as they have a closed cooperation with the 3 champions they have, very, very doubtful.
Yeah, well, they had a chance to see the fight. It was on television, so let's hope that someone somewhere sees that Tim Witherspoon richly deserves a chance to go forward with his now blossoming second career. All right, Gil, let's get ready for the main event, and let's talk for a moment about the guy who's posed as the challenger here as he comes in against the great Roy Jones Jr., Murky Sosa. He's coming off of 2 absolute wars with Prince Charles Williams in the light heavyweight division in the course of the past year. 2 unbelievably vicious fights. Could they affect Murky as he goes into the ring tonight?
Well, you know, I've been in boxing a long time, Jim, and I've never seen a fight where the doctor had to stop the fight because neither guy could continue. And it was called a technical draw. Then they fought again, and Sosa, again in a tough fight, knocked him out in the latter round. And I think it could take a lot out of Murky Sosa.
All right. Well, we'll see how Sosa shows up tonight as he comes into the ring against Jones in what is Sosa's biggest and best chance ever, Larry, for real prominence. I posed the question that you've often answered for me in the past, in other circumstances. Who is Murky Sosa? And what chance does he have to pose a legitimate, serious threat to Roy Jones?
Well, as Muhammad Ali once said about an opponent, he's one of those fighters who gets mad if you miss him. But when you hit him, his instinct is to hit you right back. And if you hit him 2 or 3 or 4 times, his instinct is to think he's getting tired. Now I've got him where I want him. There's a story behind this. When he was 8 years old, he used to get marbles from kids by allowing them to hit him on the head. Tough guy. And over 200 exhibition or amateur fights later and 32 professional fights, nobody has put a dent in him yet. And I suppose it's obligatory for me to say he still has all of his marbles. But the reality is that a great young champion like Roy Jones can only lose to himself if he gets distracted, overconfident, or even bored, which he has been talking a lot about lately. And that's why we've been talking so much about Roy's Jones about basketball.
Yeah, indeed. If Sosa needed any motivation, he can draw it from the fact that within the past month, Roy Jones has been spending a great deal more time talking about his prospective basketball career than about boxing. What's going on here? Let's take a look.
Boxing is not a challenge for me anymore. If I can play pro basketball, I'll retire from boxing. I want to be the first boxer to play in the NBA. IBF super middleweight champion Roy Jones, who's 5'11", after accepting an invitation to try out with the London Towers of the Basketball League of England.
Right after the fight, I'm serious. I'm dead serious. I'm not playing. It's not a joking matter to me. I'm not afraid to fail. I think nothing beats a failure but a try. I know people say, oh, he's crazy, he can't do this, he can't do that. They say what they want to say. Nobody can stop me or change my mind. I would turn down anything I got to do for a basketball game.
It's a statement that poses a startling question. Why is arguably boxing's best pound-for-pound fighter more interested in basketball than in boxing?
I think he's just looking for something different to do.